Hello and welcome to my modelling channel, and welcome to Extra Bits and Extra Tips. This is sort of like a little bit of a section where I'll just sort of like chuck in the extra tips and extra bits what I've left off the main videos, just so in a little bit shorter videos, a little bit easier. I can go into depth with stuff a little bit more maybe, and I might just use this section to do some updates, maybe showing what I'm going to be doing in the future, or even maybe showing disasters, mistakes I've made, so you don't repeat the same mistakes. Anyway, please like and subscribe, please leave a comment in the comment section below, and enjoy the video. Okay, welcome to this Extra Bits, Extra Tips. Obviously you've seen the title, so this is about the tracks. I've just recently built the main Chieftain tank, and I ordered the metal tracks for it. I've done one side already. These are the plastic tracks that come with the kit. I can't remember the name of the company, it'll be in the description below. It's not the master box ones because the pins are different. I bought a cheap version online and they're alright. It comes with these tracks come with the little rubber pads that fit into here. They seem to fit alright and everything. I've already counted out the tracks. It seems they are a little bit smaller, not majorly smaller. It's amazing really. It must be a little bit smaller because I ended up having to add 2 extra track links to get it to fit, which was quite strange because I'll show you in the video once we're all done. So what I'm going to do, and amazingly you can still use the tool, but not fully, but they do fit into the tool. But what I found is I'll put them that way around because it's just easier. You can wiggle them around. I'll show you anyway. But the first thing you want to do is count out your tracks into piles of 10, which I will do that off camera because it'll be boring. So yeah, I've counted them out into 10s. The reason why I've counted them out into 10s is because I'm going to be doing them in sets of 10. There's 5 there, and I think I'm going to have to add 2 more. The reason why I've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 95 is because in the kit it tells you 95 tracks when you do these. I believe you get about 200 for each track, for each side. 200, yeah, I think you get about 200 track links. I think you actually get a little bit more than 200. I think they've chucked a few more in, but there you go, that's good. So what I did with one side is using the little tool. I've got to start at this end and putting them the opposite way around to what it tells you to do in the kit, because I just found it easier to jiggle the brass rod through. These ones comes with little brass rods. I think the master box ones, I've never done the master box ones, they come with plastic. But this little tool's handy. The reason why I'm not doing the full lot is because it does get a little bit tricky towards this end, because they are slightly smaller, or they're slightly smaller than the plastic ones. So basically you can still use the rig to feed them through, but you can jiggle them around a bit to get it right. Typical. Then what I did, or I'm going to do, is using a bit of super glue. Don't have to do this, I'm doing it just because it stops them falling out. And just push it in the final distance. Now when I was doing the plastic ones from the kit, I was worried about the bolts on one side. It seems these hasn't got bolts at all. Typical. So there's the 5 done already. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to crack on. I'm going to time lapse. I'll probably cut it halfway through and then come back towards the end. Okay, so the next task is to stick the 10 track links all together. Well, you can't quite see it because I can't actually fit it onto the on the camera, but basically it looks like it's a bit short by 2 links. Try and move it over. But that is exactly the same number of links, but somehow it's managed to be shorter by 2 links. Don't ask me how. So I'll just add 2 links because I have tested it on the model already and it looks pretty bright. Okay, yeah, so that works out alright. Got some spare track links which I can use for the spare track links on the actual vehicle. Loads of spare little poles or pins, track pins, so that's good. I looked at the manufacturer from the place I bought it. Manufacturer unknown. It's from China. I imagine it's just a rip-off of some other manufacturers, but it all came. I had the right number of tracks. Hopefully I've got the right number of pads. But yeah, I also bought some of this stuff. I've never used this stuff before, so I'm going to be experimenting a little bit and then be videoing what I did. I'm going to read the instructions and then see what happens. Okay, so after watching a few videos, right, I'm ready to use this now. Well, but I will have to take some safety precautions. But basically, because I've got to wear a mask and that, basically I'm going to be putting some of this in here, diluting it with a bit of water, and then putting the tracks in. But I've got to wear gloves and a mask to do this because it's quite toxic, I imagine. I'm going to do that, and I won't be talking whilst I do it. Okay, what I'm doing, I'm just adding some other track links that I've got in my box. These metal ones seem to be a different metal, which was a bit worrying at first, but they do seem to scrub up quite well. So the effect is the same, I believe. Right, now I've got to what have I got to do? Yeah, I've got to take this out and put it in a tub of normal water. I'm going to put some other track links in there that I've got spare, just to use the solution up basically. It says in the video, it says I have to rinse it out quite thoroughly once it's done. Okay, as I'll leave those bits to do whatever they're doing, because it does say to leave it for 10 minutes. I didn't leave it for 10 minutes when I was doing these tracks, and I've rinsed them out. I'm going to lay them out to dry. They have turned a gunmetal colour, which is nice. I think if you leave them in for longer, they do turn like a rusty colour. But I quite like this colour that they've gone, to be quite honest with you. So I'm going to leave these two dry out, and then I can do some other things to them. Okay, so I've let them dry out. I've started preparing one, dirtying up one track, and I was going to show you how to do the other one. They've come out a really nice colour. I was worried when I was using this stuff. It's the first time I've ever used this stuff, so it was a bit panicky. I chucked some old bits of metal track in there just to see what would happen. But I'm quite pleased with the result actually. It's turned in like a gunmetal colour, and yeah, and it seems to clear up. It seems to clean up. You can sand it, sand it off a little bit, or file it off a little bit. I've just been using these sort of files, and just basically just scraping along this bit like this, getting a sort of worn and a worn effect basically on it. Now I've been working on these little bits. I've been adding a little bit of track wash and some other rust washes. I've added the pad. I haven't added the pad to this one, but I'll just put it in place. And I have to admit, it does look pretty good once it's all dirtied up and so on. I've got some spare track links, so in various stages of the rust on it. With this using this metal stuff fluid. Also figured out that probably what I should have done is, now when I put these into 10 track links each, maybe I should have done half and half, so it would have fitted in the pot better. But that's for next time, innit, when I use that stuff again. Yeah, so basically, and then using the more rough, the harder side, sort of scrape on this side. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add some of this enamel track wash. Maybe sort of like just obviously I've done that side, and then I'm going to do this side, but then I'll swap them over. Doesn't matter too much if there's more on one track than there is on the other one, because all track links are different. Okay, I'll just turn it over and repeat the process on the other side. Won't bother recording it. Then get an old bit of tissue and rub down the tracks, and then just you can scrape it down again if you wish, or if you might just think that's dirty enough. Okay, I think they're looking pretty good. Don't really want to overdo it. I could add more washes and so on, like I have done on these tracks that I've been messing around with. Like for instance, this one I added some different rust colours. Don't know if you can see that, and it's come out looking really good. Again, these ones, I don't think you can see it very good. And also I've done some warp wearing on the pad as well, which I did separately. I'll just show that in a minute. What I'll probably do is I'll probably put these together and this one I've done nothing to, it's literally come out of the liquid. This one I've just done a little bit of scraping to, and the same with these two, just a bit of sanding, and that's it. They look pretty good. They look pretty good as well. I'll probably have these ones as the spare track links on the back. So yeah, I'll probably take pictures of them and then put them up on a gallery at the end. Right. Okay, so with these little rubber pads that you get with them, which look pretty clean. I think you can get some. They do them dirty, but what I'm going to do is sort of cut some bits out of them. And then file them. Just generally sort of rough them up a bit. Some score marks across them maybe. And then using these little demonstration tracks that I've got here, I'm going to put it in place. I might paint it some, I don't know. I'll put it in place. So I'm using a bit of super glue. I don't know if you can see that. I'll take some pictures at the end anyway. So what I'm going to do is repeat the process for all the pads. I probably won't do dirt roughing up on all of them. What I'm going to try and do is work out where is going to be visible, and just rough up them ones, which is going to be a difficult process. Unless of course I put the tracks on and then put the pads on that later on. I'll try and figure it out and then get back to you. Okay, so what I've decided to do is I'm going to do about 40 of these roughed up ones, and then mix them in with straight ones, or core clean ones if you will. So basically all I'm doing is I'm just sort of like, I'm just randomly just sort of like scoring them or marking them. Maybe sometimes just cutting off an edge like that, scoring them, cutting into the side. I'm using one of these flat edged number 4 blades. I would say you would need quite an extremely sharp knife to do this. So anyway, I'll crack on and do this. Probably won't leave the video running. Okay, I thought I'd just show you putting some of these pads in. So you take nut 2, just randomly put them in basically. I'm just going to put 2 non-damaged ones in. And then 3 damaged ones in, which I've matched up, so the damage is consistent over 3 pads. Like so. Push them all down, and then repeat the process. So I could go for a damaged one now. There's a good one there. It's damaged on the corner because that's damaged. That one's damaged on the corner. And then let's say 3 non-damaged ones. It's actually incorrect because I've gone from the wrong pile. Top up with the glue. Let's have another non-damaged one. So basically you just try to get it really random. Oh yeah, as you could tell, I'm using the tool that came with the kit. I have to admit, it's come in quite handy doing these tracks. So there you go. That is all the track. Both tracks completed. I don't know if you can see the little imperfections, but they're all ready for more dirtying up. Now I'm just going to put this one back in here a minute. My practice track. I'm going to take half one off. It's got quite a big chunk missing. leave that one completely missing. I've also got the 2 spare track necks to there actually. I might as well put a pad on them. Even though they do look quite good. Well, I'll leave them for a minute. Okay, we're pretty much coming to the end, the final part. I've been mucking around with these spare track links that I had left over. I don't know if you can see that. I will put pictures up. They're different colours, like grading down. I've used some washes on these, and they're grade down to where I've used no washes at all. I'm using some of the off bit cuts of rubber from the pads. I sort of made what would be sort of where a pad was sort of half remaining. I thought I was just experimenting. It looks pretty good. I really like this one as well, where it's sort of like broken off. So yeah, I mean, they are looking good. The tracks are looking really good. All the tracks are looking good. Now I've done this one. Basically, what I'm doing now is just using a bit of. I'm using a file, which I'll probably need to go and buy some more soon, so I seem to be running there for. And the little tool that comes with the kit. I'm just basically rubbing it down basically, and I added bonus of this bit on there, which seems to be leaving a bit of a dusty dirt mark as well, so that's a bit of a welcome bonus. So as you can see, that's a dusty. Also doing this so you can find out if there's any loose pads that need refixing. Basically what I'm doing here is getting a bit of dust onto the bit of onto the file. Okay, that pretty much brings us to the end of this video. I hope you've enjoyed it. Please hit that like button. Please subscribe if you're not subscribed yet. Hit that bell notification, and please leave a comment in the comment section below. Enjoy whatever you're doing right now, and goodbye until next time.